in Season 16, you're going to see a massive revamp to the Void subclass systems across all 3 classes. This is a huge update and will allow players to build craft in ways that they've never done before.
Crazy fam, for this video, I want to talk about a build I have in mind for Witch Queen. There was one specific moment in the Vidoc that showed something insane for the Hunter, so we are going to take a look at that, and I'll explain why I think this build is going to be extremely powerful. Now, keep in mind, these are just ideas for some awesome builds, and I was thinking about this a lot, so I was like, why not share it with the community and hear their thoughts, because you guys come up with some crazy shit as well, so I'd love to hear that in the comment section below. So the exotic that we are going to be talking about is the Omnioculios, and yes, it is one of those exotic names, okay? So let's just skip that part and move on. Now, the reason you want to be using this is it gives you a second melee. If we take a look at this moment right here in the Vidoc, you can clearly see that we have a shadow dive, or should I say shadow dive, like someone in the chat mentioned the other day. And if you take a closer look at this ability, you will see that he's using the smoke bomb. So I'd guess this ability will consume your melee. And the reason why Omni is going to be so good for this is obviously we get 2 melees, and on top we get extra resistance while invisible. And if we get to keep our perk Vanish and Smoke as a fragment, we will also get weapon haste, more recovery, mobility, and resilience. Now hear me out. All of this means that we can be invisible literally non-stop.
Pretty excited about it.
How, you might ask? Let me explain. So you jump, do a shadow dive, consume 1 melee charge, and go invisible, right? When Invis is about to run out, you dodge for your next Invis, preferably of course close to an enemy, so you get said melee back instantly. But even if you don't, by the time your dodge Invis is about to run out, you will have your second shadow dive Invis. And by the time this is over, you will have your dodge. And as mentioned, if you're dodging next to an enemy, you're instantly getting your melee back, right? Oh, and don't forget that if you use this shadow dive next to your teammates, you will also make them invisible, which in return gives you back your ability energy and a lot of it. And from everything I have seen, there's no reason for us to think this will not be possible. And honestly, I think there will be some stuff that makes this even better when it comes to aspects and fragments. Now imagine adding a Rat King to all of this. That would be absolutely insane. Imagine how easily you can do top tier PvE content and how strong both your teams and your survivability could be. You remember in D1 for the Crota raid, the first part, we would try to get through with Invis. Now imagine you had shit like this back then. It would be ridiculous. I was also thinking, what if they turn dodge Invis into a fragment? And even if they do, I'd guess the shadow dive would also be a fragment, just like shadow dive. That would make a lot of sense, right? But even if they turn Invis into a fragment, we have 2 slots, so that potentially means we can use both at the same time. Obviously, there could be some downsides to this, like maybe you can only use 2 aspects if you're running this build or stuff like that, which I think is fair if that's the case, because having another movement skill that turns you invisible on top of a dodge that breaks aim assist and is one of the best movement abilities in the game, yeah, there probably should be some price we gotta pay. Now that said, I still think it's worth running if all of the above is possible. I mean, top 3 void neutral game has always been extremely powerful for hunters. It's that oh shit button pretty much. You're in trouble, boom, you dodge, you go invisible, and you're out of there. Break enemies aim assist, and on console that is extremely powerful. And now on top we get another movement ability that turns you invisible, and let's say for some reason we are not allowed to use both dodge invisibility and shadow dive invisibility together. Let's say we have to give up the dodge invis for the shadow dive invis, but keep a normal dodge. It's still gonna be worth it because first of all, it's very easy to get that melee charge back as a hunter, and second, who doesn't want a shadow dive ability that turns invisible? Any kind of movement in this game makes you much more powerful. That's literally where the difference between a very good player and an average player is. Movement. And the more ways we get to move around like an absolute madman, the better for everyone. And by everyone, I mean hunters, guys. Hunter master race, you know, I'm not talking about titans and warlocks at the moment because they can't go invisible. I'm gonna be making a bunch of build videos for all classes when Witch Queen comes out. So if you guys do enjoy the video, and only if you did, don't forget to slap that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'd love to see you guys on stream here on YouTube. I'm going to be streaming a lot when Witch Queen comes out. We're going to do our usual flawless help streams to get the viewers the sweet trials loot with all the new, beautiful craftable perks. And in general, we always have a beautiful time on stream. We have a super chill community, so I hope to see every single one of you guys there. And as always, ladies and gents, never ever forget to share that positive energy all around. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.